Hey guys, welcome to Not Your Normal Wednesday Night. It's beautiful today.
It is.
It's gorgeous.
Really, really nice out.
Loving the sun, cloud. I mean, it's a good day.
It's great. We're at the beach.
We are at the beach. But you know what? Today, not only is a beautiful day,
It is our last Not Your Normal Wednesday night of the school year.
Yeah.
We've had a good run.
Great run.
Is this episode 11?
Oh, what?
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 11.
I don't remember a time before Not Your Normal Wednesday Night.
It almost feels like normal Wednesday night.
It does. I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds.
Yeah. So we are completing our Not Your Normal Wednesday night run tonight, and we will be communicating with you what Wednesday nights will look like throughout the summer. We plan on continuing some type of content.
It's going to be fun.
It will still be fun.
Oh, you guys will still get a chuckle.
I hope so. I hope we can be that funny. But we are being communicated to from our cameraman that we're not as funny as we think we are. Brian Rail, thank you for that. So we are going to kick it from here to the reason we are at the pond today. And we will throw that to Matt and Brian right now. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, JB, for kicking it over to us. So, as a lot of you viewed a few weeks ago, we had a challenge between one another. It started on Instagram Live, and you know we both feel we're very strong Disney experts, and so we had the challenge. We're going to play each other in Disney trivia. I don't know what happened. How did that work out? I don't want to talk about that portion too long. I lost, guys. I lost, okay? I'm okay with it. I'm slightly okay with the loss. But we did talk about there were going to be consequences for the loser, and that's why we're here today. I'm going swimming in the pond. Yeah, that's weird to say. It's not right. So I think without further ado, I'm going to go swimming in the pond. Sir? Just going for it?
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, winners win, losers swim.
All right.
Oh. It's gonna be,
How's the water?
Actually, that's pretty nice.
I don't mind losing to you any day of the week.
This is nice. I mean, granted, it's almost 90, but feels good. I might just float out here all day. Ooh. Oh. It's almost. Oh, that's slimy. Something touch me. Okay.
Fred swims in
You know
there.
what?
You gotta watch out for that.
I gotta say, this isn't too bad. Okay, that's a little cold. Fish haven't peed there yet, but it's not bad. But you know what? This is not your normal Wednesday night, but something normal we're about to do. We've got a worship song coming at you from our very own Aiden Vitz. Take it away, Aiden.
Why can't I feel a thing? And I just want to go away. And I've been faced with suffering, but Jesus changed my fate. Oh Jesus, you saved me. Oh Jesus, you gave me life. Oh Jesus, you heal me from my hurting. Oh Jesus, you save me from the grave. Why do do I feel hate? And why do I push away? And I need something to change. Oh, Jesus, change my own ways. Oh, Jesus, you save me. Oh, Jesus, you gave me life. Oh, Jesus, you heal me from my hurting. Oh, Jesus, you save me from the grave. And through all this pain, I can see the light. But Jesus, you will be my guide. You will be my guide. You will be my guide out of the darkness, right through the darkness, through the darkness, and through my mistakes, every lonely night. Oh, Jesus, you will lift me high. You will lift me high. You will lift me high out of the darkness, out of the darkness, out of the darkness, and I will see the light, and I will see the light.
Hey guys, so I'm going to be talking to you tonight from my kitchen, and we'll get to why I'm talking from my kitchen in a minute. But we're closing up our series from Colossians. We're finishing up with chapter 4 of the book of Colossians, and to just kind of highlight something real quick about the book of Colossians, I want you to remember that Paul is writing this from prison, and so we're picking up in verse 2. And so I just want to dive into the scripture. He says, devote yourselves to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart. And here's where I really love where Paul gets to, is that he asks the church to do something for him. He asks them to pray. Now, he specifically asks them to pray for two things. He says, pray for us too, that God will give us many opportunities to speak about his mysterious plan concerning Christ. Okay, that is why I'm here in chains. So right away we know he's in prison because of the message that he's proclaiming, the good news that he's proclaiming, the gospel of Jesus. And he's asking, pray that God would continue to give us more opportunities so that we can proclaim who Jesus is, and that we can potentially go to prison again, so that we can then tell more people who Jesus is, and we can just have continual opportunities to share who Jesus is. So I love that about Paul, that he's always looking for opportunities to share who Jesus is. But then he says this, he says, pray that I will proclaim this message as clearly as I should. So not only is he asking for opportunities to share the message, but he's also saying, hey, would you pray that I would be able to speak clearly, that I would be able to say this message and share the gospel well, that people would be able to understand it, that people would be able to hear it and get to know who Jesus is. Now, what I love is that Paul didn't stop there. He could have ended the letter. He could have just added his closing remarks and been done. But he adds two things, and he really adds them as a challenge to the church in Colossae, this kind of small church in a really big city, a huge city at the time. And he adds this, and here's why I'm talking from my kitchen, is because of a couple words that he uses that we're going to dive into the meaning, okay? And he says this in verse 5, live wisely among those who are not believers and make the most of every opportunity. I love that Paul kind of repeats himself and says that, hey, would you pray that God would give us the opportunity to proclaim the message? But then he also gives the challenge to make the most of every opportunity that you have to share the good news. that you would live in a way that people would recognize who Jesus is. And not only just like the way that you live. And he's not talking about like the way that you do your homework, the way that you, those of you who can drive, the way that you drive your car. He's not talking just about those things. He's talking about the way that you live, the way that you interact with people, how you treat other people, how you talk. And this is what he says in verse 6. Let your conversation be gracious and attractive, so that you will have the right response for everyone. Now, we can really pick up on that word attractive. We can be attracted to the word attractive. And we can immediately just go, well, it just, he's talking about, be good looking, it's all so people can just see you. And that's actually kind of not what Paul is saying. If you could go back and if you could read exactly what Paul wrote, the words that he would say would actually be more like, would you live in a way, let your conversation be savory to people, let it be tasty, let it be, actually, the words that he used would literally mean be seasoned with salt. And that's kind of why I'm in my kitchen. I love to cook. I also love to eat. And guys, I can remember all of the great meals that I've had. I tend to forget the bad meals that I've had. But the reason I can remember the great meals that I've had is because they were just so delicious. They were so savory. I can remember going on a date with my wife to a steakhouse and having the best steak of my life, and how it was just salty. It was delicious. It was so good. And so I kind of want to show you in our spice cabinet. We have all these spices, but then the biggest thing that we have in our spice cabinet is Morton salt. Becca, my wife, loves salt, kind of to a dangerous level, actually. But she loves salt because she loves the flavor. And that's the thing, is that salt actually brings out the flavor in food. And so Paul is saying, let your conversation, let the way that you talk, let the way that you interact with people, let the way that you live your life be seasoned with salt, so that it brings out the flavor. That whenever people interact with you, that they are attracted to you, that is savory to them, that savory flavor they want more of. All my favorite foods are really salty foods. Is that because I just keep eating them? I just love that salty taste. And Jesus says the same thing in the book of Matthew, that he says that you are the salt of the earth, that you are to bring out flavor, that the way that you interact should be attractive and savory to people. And so as we are entering into our summer breaks, and as we are going to have opportunities to be with more people as things open up, I want you to think about that. How are you living your life? Are you living your life in a way that is bringing out flavor, or do you just taste like the rest of the world? And here's what I mean, is that whenever people see you and they hear you and they get to know you, are they experiencing Jesus, or are they just experiencing more of what they've tasted before? Because Paul is telling us, whenever you interact with other people, they should be interacting with Jesus by the way that you live your life, that you represent Christ, and that you can bring out the flavor into their life by showing them and making the most of every opportunity and sharing Christ with them. So, I challenge you to bring out the flavor and to be a little salty this summer. Not like bad, don't be like disrespectful or anything, but be savory to people. So that whenever people see and hear and interact with you, they get to also see Jesus.
Wow, thanks, Matt. Great words. And also thanks to Aiden. You guys both led us so well tonight. If you didn't know, the song Aiden sang for us is his own song that he wrote. And we love hearing about you guys and the things you're creating and the things you're doing. So tell us about it. Shoot us a message, post about it on Instagram, tag us in it. We would love to hear more. I actually talked to Aiden on Instagram Live a couple weeks ago, and we have that on our Instagram page right now. At the beginning of the show, we mentioned that tonight is our very last Not Your Normal Wednesday night of the 2019-2020 school year. But don't fear, we will continue to put content on here on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram TV channel, but we will communicate more with you on what that's going to look like here in the next couple weeks. So keep an eye out on our social media and your email, all that stuff, so that you can be in the know and you can have an idea of what is happening. Guys, it's been so fun hanging out on Not Your Normal Wednesday night, and we will see you guys again really soon. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed Not Your Normal Wednesday night. Just wanted to let you know that we want everybody to be able to watch this video, because why not? You got nothing else to do. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it, post in the comments, tag friends in the comments. Do what you got to do to get your friends to see this. We'll see you guys next time.